Good morning from southern Thailand, where it's almost a perfect day today. Looking outside, it's slightly overcast. The temperature has just turned 29 degrees Celsius, and that feels really cool, believe it or not. And one of the reasons that people give for going to Thailand, especially Brits, is the weather. And I remember only too well how it was with all those grey, miserable, wet days, and when you finally get some sunshine, it just feels so good. In Thailand, it's the other way around. For almost 5 months now, we've had intense heat, blazing sun every day. It's been touching 40, and it just gets too much. So when we have a day like this, it's it's 11 degrees cooler. It's overcast. It just feels so great. And thank you for all your positive and kind comments once again. I've just had another comment actually from Gerard, who thanked me for making a video based on one of his previous comments. That's not a problem at all. I look at all the comments and I get ideas from the comments about making videos. If I don't get those ideas and suggestions, I have to try to think of things myself, and those things may not be what you want. So if you can give me ideas and suggestions, it really helps me. Despite what some people might try to tell you, life in Thailand isn't perfect all the time. It's just like life anywhere else. There's good parts, bad parts, ups and downs. There's a few expressions that really irritate me. The first one is the use of this word paradise. Anywhere where there's blue seas, white beaches and palm trees is paradise. Well, a lot of Thais don't think it's paradise. The other one is this living the dream, and this often comes from people living in Pattaya, which to me personally will be a nightmare. It's just normal life, the same as anywhere else. And you find that there's periods where things go right, and then there's periods where things don't go quite so right. So at the moment, a lot of problems have hit me at the same time. This happens everywhere. You don't have any problems for a long time, and they all come at once, and all the big expenses come at once as well. And there's a little expression that Thais use when that sort of thing happens. I've written it here, su. And I threw this into Google Translate, and it comes back as come on, and it's actually a bit stronger than come on. Su, it'd be a falling tone, so high class initial consonant and the second tone mark, so that'd be a falling tone. Su means fight. So when you come up against problems, difficulties in life, just sort of keep fighting. And Thais will often repeat a word for emphasis. So su means fight. So su means like fight a lot. Keep on fighting. And when that happens, you can write the word twice like this, or you can use this little symbol, which is called yamok, and that tells you to repeat the word that it comes after. So if you come across a Thai that's having a bit of a bad time, just throw some encouragement. You can say su, and that might cheer them up a bit. In this video, I'm going to go over the second part of that menu that I did in the last video. Firstly, I'd like to talk about one word that appears in the menu, and it's quite interesting and maybe a bit confusing as well. And in Thai, sometimes there are multiple words for the same thing. It might be because one word is informal vocabulary and one is formal. For instance, dog. Informal vocabulary will be ma, and formal will be sunak. If someone asks you if you've eaten yet, gin khao riang. Gin is the informal word for eat, but a more sort of polite person might ask you tan khao riang. Tan is the formal word. And there are other words, same word, that have completely different meanings, and these can be a bit confusing. And one such word is krung, and it can mean machine. So krung bin is the verb to fly, so flying machine, which is an aircraft. There's also a band from America called krung bin. Krung yon, which is a car engine. And there are other examples, but krung can also mean things that are. So on a menu you will see krung doom. Doom is to drink, so things to drink. And amulet will be pra krung. Pra is monk and pra krung is amulet. So I went to a floating market a few years ago with my family, and I saw this sign that made me laugh. So the shop is offering food, and you can read the tie at the top. It says krung nai mu. Now nai is the preposition in, and krung nai is like things that are inside. And what it's referring to is actually organs of the body, heart, kidney, liver, etc. So I would actually use the word offal for innards. So that's what they sell, and the vendor has obviously thought to themselves, well, there might be some foreigners come here, so really our sign should be in English as well. So they've looked in a dictionary for a translation, and krung has come back as machine, nai in, mu, pig. So they've described it as pig machine in, and what it should really say is like pork offal. So that's something I found quite amusing. Let's now go through the second part of the menu, and all this at the top is exactly the same as the other side, so if you're not sure, look at the previous video. This top line, we see the word krung, and in this context it means things that are. Gang is curry, so krung gang is a type of Thai curry. Pat kaprao, pat is stir fried. Kaprao is holy basil, so it's stir fried with holy basil leaves. Pat prick is chili, so stir fried with chili. Pat prick pao is chili paste, stir fried with chili paste. Kat na, thinking of the tone here on the second syllable, so it's a low class initial consonant and second tone mark. That would actually have a higher tone, so kat na, and that's a vegetable. It's called kale in English, K-A-L-E, like a cabbage. Mu grop, crispy pork. So that's the type of dish you want, and then you have to specify what you want it with, what type of meat you want it with. Rabut to specify. So mu, pork. Mu grop, crispy pork. Gai, chicken. Gung, shrimp. Muk. Muk actually means ink, but in this context it means squid. It means like pla muk, because squids produce ink. Pla duk is catfish. Tod, deep fried catfish. This is another word that I had to look up, and it's good for me to do these videos because in normal life, if I see a word like this that I don't know and I'm not really interested in this dish, I just ignore it and don't look it up. But because I'm doing these videos, I've got to know what they are. So this word kua means roasted, the dictionary tells me. But for roasted, I would normally use the word op. It's like I was saying, like some things in Thai there are multiple words, and for some singular words have multiple meanings. So kua, roasted. Glur, with that wide mouth, is salt. Mu grop, mu num. Num is soft, So you can get crispy pork or soft pork with like roasted in salt. Next one, mu to, deep fried pork. Naman is oil, so it's deep fried in oil. Hoi, shellfish. Gratiam, garlic. So deep fried pork with shells in garlic. Cow, rice, pat, stir fry. So fried rice. Mu. Ruam. Ruam is mixed, and sometimes you'll see ruam mit, which means the same thing. So if you want a plate of stir-fried vegetables, like a variety of vegetables, you can ask for pat ruam mit. Nam is the word I had to look up before, which I didn't know. It means pickled pork sausage meat. Gai, chicken. Tale. Tale actually means sea, but in this context it means seafood. And if you ask for tale, you'll normally get shrimp and squid. Kalpat, fried rice. Pla. Grapong. So grapong is canned. It's fried rice with canned fish. And on the second syllable, whenever you see that fourth tone mark, it doesn't matter about the class of the initial consonant. It will always have a rising tone. So with the third tone mark, it will always have a high tone, and with the fourth tone mark, it will always have a rising tone. Cow. I think I've mentioned before that when you go to a restaurant, you can have rat cow, which is the sort of what you've asked for on rice, or gup cow is everything in separate dishes. So if you're on your own, you would normally have like a single plate dish, jan diao, and that would be rat cow. That will be, the whatever you're having on the rice. But if there's a big group of you going out, you might want gup cow, which is like all separate dishes, and you can specify the price. Raka is price 80, 100, 120 baht. Cow, plow, that's just plain rice. So, if you just want an extra portion of plain rice, 10 baht. Perm is to increase if you want something extra. Kai dao, which is a fried egg. Kai chiao, which is like a Thai style omelette. And Thais will often put an egg on top of their dish. I do the same, and that's only 10 baht. So you've got to decide whether you want a fried egg or a Thai style omelette. Gao lao. This is another word I've had to get some help with. When I put it into the dictionary, it tells me that Gao Lao is Korea, the country. But I thought that Gao Li was Korea. And my wife tells me that this dish, it's pork meatballs and vegetables, like in a soup, but no noodles. Right, next one. Dom. Dom is not boiled. And jut is another word where I didn't really agree with the definition I got from Google. Google tells me fresh, but I would normally use the word salt for fresh, like talat salt, fresh market, or fresh orange juice, nam som kan salt. But Google says that jut is fresh, and I in a food context, I would say that sort of means bland. It's like not spicy. When I go to a restaurant to get the wife and kids food, the wife will normally have krung gang. She likes spicy food, and I'll often get gang jut for the kids because it's not spicy. Tao hu is tofu. Mu sap, so mu pork, sap is just minced pork. And then finally, lap, which you can get with mu, pork, or gai, chicken. And lap is a kind of Isan food, and very, very spicy. When I was a tourist years ago, I didn't understand anything about Thai food, and I ordered this lap, and it physically hurt my mouth, and my lips are on fire. The meat is all minced up, and they also combine it with minced chilies, and I don't know how many chilies they put in, but it's like really fiery. And Thais differentiate between food that comes from Isan and food that comes from elsewhere. Even though Isan is a region of Thailand, they will specify, it's Isan food, Ahan Isan, or Ahan Thai food. And this seems to be about the only Isan dish on the menu. Okay, I've gone through it fairly quickly again. If you've got any comments or questions, not sure about something, let me know. And if you've got any suggestions, please let me know. Give me some ideas on what to make videos about. Thanks for watching, and more videos soon.